In this video, I will use the Koala Sampler on this phone together with this tiny little mobile audio interface to recreate one of the biggest hits of the late 90s. And I will do it in one of the most convoluted ways possible, because why would you do something in a simple way if it can be hard? Now, the reason for why I wanted to do that is because I was sent this audio interface by the company Synido, and they market this device as having a retro design. And although this design is retro, I remember it very well from my own childhood, and this silver design was always supposed to be very futuristic and slick and represent technology and aliens and spaceships and things like that. Basically, it was supposed to be the look of the future. So this design brought me back to this era, and the first song that popped up in my mind when I saw this was the song I'm Blue by Eiffel 65. So that's why I'm going to use this device and the Koala Sampler on my phone to recreate that song that was one of the biggest hit songs of 1998. Now, this will definitely not be a perfect rendition, and it will be pretty stripped down. And there are limitations of what I can do in the Koala Sampler, but basically what I will do is that I will record piano, drums, bass, a synth, and vocals. And for the vocals, I'm going to use the PO35, the pocket operator, that's also called Speak. And the vocals of this song is using something I believe is more of a vocal synthesizer rather than an auto-tune or a vocoder. So I'm going to try and get the PO Speak to be fairly similar. So the very first step I'm going to do is to connect the A20, the Synido A20 to my phone. So let me show you how that is done. Cool, so that was pretty underwhelming, but it's plug and play, so that's really all it takes. Now I will eventually record everything into Koala, so if you're not familiar with the Koala app, it's definitely an app worth looking into because it's super powerful and it lets you do a lot of customization and it has a lot of effects and stuff. So first things first, let's lay down a drum beat. Now something that's pretty cool with the 820 is that it has Bluetooth audio. So what I did is I just connected a different device to the audio interface using Bluetooth, and then I sampled a couple of drum samples from there. And although it has a lower quality, I think it's going to work for this usage.
Okay, now it's time to record the piano.
In order to record the piano, I'm using this little Tula mic. And I made a video about how you can use it with the TX6, and you can watch that video from the card at the top of the video. Now this is where I wished I would actually ever practice having piano skills. You can see I'm doing a lot of messing around and a lot of takes. I'm gonna spare you from all the failed ones.
And now that I finally kind of sort of managed to record the piano part, it's time to record the bass.
Okay, now this audio interface has a 1/4 inch input as well, so it's really easy to connect instruments like guitars, bass guitars, and stuff like that. And it also has both mono and stereo for the 1/4 inch. But in this case, because I'm using a bass guitar, I'm using the mono setting. Okay, so here I'm just playing a simple disco-style octave bass, because that kind of goes with the vibe. And this is what that sounds like. Now, before we get to the vocals, which is the part I'm absolutely most unsure if I'm going to be able to pull off, it's time to record some synth. And for that, I will use this Arturia MicroFreak. We're almost there, we got all the instruments laid down, but before we listen to the backing track, let's get the vocals sorted. And I'm really hoping this works. So first I have to record the phrase.
The
Speak is a very cool device, but it's not the most powerful thing around.
Da ba dee, da ba die.
And now I need to program the thing. I haven't used any pocket operators for a while now, so I'm pretty rusty, and I will definitely not be able to play this live right now, but I will spare you of all the tedious programming and we'll rush to the very end. Now, before we hear this whole thing in its entirety, let me tell you about a few cool features with the Synido 820. Now, I've probably not shown you the most practical way to use this device, but it is in fact a very practical and handy device. It's absolutely tiny, it's dirt cheap, and to be quite honest, you can tell it's cheap. It's a cheap build. It's just light plastic. But for its price and for what it can do, I think it's fair. But there were two very cool features that I ended up liking way more than I expected. And those were the Bluetooth feature and the loopback feature. What they do is, the Bluetooth is kind of self-explanatory. You can use another device, like a tablet or a phone or whatever, and connect it via Bluetooth to this, and then stream audio directly through the audio interface into your receiving device. So this allows for very fast and streamlined sampling, and no need to menu dive or anything like that. And this is especially handy now when most new devices don't have an aux output, so you don't have to deal with another audio interface or converter to connect to your phone or tablet as an audio source. And the second one is the loopback feature. What's so cool about that is that you basically just route the audio from your device back through the audio interface into your software again. So that allows you to, for example, in Koala, you can record on one pad when you, for example, finger drum, and then you can record what you're doing in real time without the need to edit a piano roll or resample or anything like that. So it's just a quick and easy way to skip an extra step. So if you need something portable that you can just throw in your backpack or even in your pocket and just quickly pull out, connect to your device, hook up a guitar or whatever, and start making music, then this is a really good alternative to other similar mobile portable audio interfaces like the iRig devices, for example. And it has, in my opinion, even more features as well. So if you want one for yourself, you can use the link in the description. And also a short little disclaimer is that this was sent to me for free by Synido, but I wasn't told what to do or say about it. And you can do with that information whatever you like. So now let's put it all together and see what this song sounds like. So that's it. That's what a song you haven't thought about in almost 30 years probably sound like, if you decide to re-record it in the most unintuitive way possible. I know nobody asked for this, so you're very welcome. And if you made it this far in the video, that probably means that you're interested in other small, quirky musical devices. So why not just check out this video right here?